My problem with this is that it feels kind of weird because Olivia is always about like outsmarting her, like, you know, overcoming her disability. Why the hell would she be like this, right? Her entire character is defined by I am not a disabled person. I am me and I want to art. Why are you suddenly having this feeling of like, oh, I'm betraying other disabled people when clearly you don't give a shit about them on the grand scale? It feels weird. I don't know. You could call it nuance, but I don't know. Maybe I don't get it. It's like people with glasses don't feel guilty when they get laser LASIK? It's called LASIK, right? Why is it called LASIK? Laser assisted in situ. What the hell is that? Keratomiliosis. What the hell kind of word is that? On site. Huh. Photorefractive cataract. Jesus Christ, these are some big words. And LASIK. I am never getting that, though. That is terrifying. Also, someone in my family got it, and they had issues. They were not happy about it. Experience dry eye. Chronic dry eye. I mean, someone shoots a goddamn laser in your eye. I can't imagine that's good for you. So anyway, I started blasting. I mean, that's fair enough, I guess. I mean, to be fair, that double standard does exist. But weaker arms. This will sound dumb, but I feel like I'm somewhat betraying something. Maybe insulting. I could only dance because I was able to use enough of an appendage just long and strong enough to allow it. I mean, this is the kind of thing that you could have with like a character with like wings who can fly and being like, you know, it feels kind of weird. You know, the kind of double standards, and it's like, oh well, I'm missing out on the experience. You know, like I'm passing. You know, I can see that. I guess I feel like I'm mocking them. I'm the luckiest unlucky person, and I get the occasional glimpse of normalcy. I may as well not be called disabled. I'm such a dude. You can't say that. For fuck's sake, you can say that if you can walk to the toilet on a daily basis. But the way you did it is like cute for one moment, but you weren't passing at all. People could tell. It was cute, but it wasn't like no. I thought you didn't ever want to be. No. The face falls, and an entire maw trembles. I don't have any answers for her. How would I? She's not some strange exception case because of a bunch of crazy variables. That's not why I love her. So, fun fact, there are a bunch of situations where Olivia could have gotten, like, leg-related modifications. There, in Amalgam High, it would technically be perfectly sensible for Olivia to get new legs, be they grown or replacements. But she just doesn't want it. You know, it's her choice. I think in the Inco Goodbye Volcano High crossover thing, I for a while considered having like Nasser's wing, like be a thing because they would. I like to imagine they're sophisticated enough they do like genetic scanning. Like you pick your baby effectively. So him having a genetic disorder is something that's like, why did your parents do that to you? What? Oh my god. But in the Nier crossover, part of the thing I'm going with is that the book she gets, the magic book, Grimoire Azul, could give him a slight Spanish accent, but I wouldn't know how to write that effectively, so I might as well not. Is that he brings her back from the dead, because, you know, she wakes up in a hospital bed and the apocalypse has happened. She's not alive, the hospital's empty and overrun. But he doesn't fix her legs, and part of the point is like, well, you know, you didn't want them fixed. And, like, you never asked me to fix them for you, so I kind of figured this was an okay thing. And Olivia would probably counter with, you found me in a hospital bed, you had to get me a fucking wheelchair, and you were never like, let's give you some fresh legs, buddy. And it's like, well, you know, I could levitate you around a little bit. Also, idea for that is that the pod, the little like gun thing in Nier Automata, is her dad, and at some point he can carry her for flight, because that's just a cute metaphor. Slap, slap, clap, clap. To grow legs cut off. I honestly have no idea what that kind of tech would look like, but I like to imagine that in Amalgam High that's possible. Although a lot of it is possible in like highly experimental settings, so it's not like a common technology. But it's a thing you could theoretically do. Well, the part of that has to do with the fact that one person who lives there is like, I have super healing gel. It can't restore grown dead limbs. It has a limit to how far it can go, but theoretically, grow like a replacement limb and they can make it work. Stuff like shark DNA. Hell yeah, give me a shark leg. Shark leg, a boo-boo. I'm going swimming in the water with my shark leg, a boo-boo. I don't have any answers for her. Oh yeah, we already said this. She's Olivia, and I love her because she's Olivia. My hands set her tail down on her lap so that they can cup one of her cheeks and tilt her head upward. Looking to those beautiful silver irises, my whispered words carry my honest feelings for her to clearly hear. Hey, I got this because I love you. No other reason. If you don't want to use it in any particular way, who's making you? Nobody's making you, alright? Don't be such a baby, Dino. So, Inco, your teeth grow back, right? He's like, no, my arm grows back, though. That's the real human benefit. There are no humans with disabilities because they just cut the bad leg off and it grows back fully healed. That's a terrifying thought, actually. Holy shit. Although, as I've been thinking about that idea with Nier, like, part of my idea is Azul is attracted to Olivia because Azul needs... That grimoire needs someone who's creative to bring the best out of him. Like, he can't do the big magic stuff without her. Inco has Grimoire Verde, who is made of illusions, and needs someone that... They can only make illusions that someone believes in, and they need someone as a conduit more than anything. So Inco is more like, yeah, Inco perfectly suits it. I need someone that I can fool, that I can weave it around and everything. And he's perfect for the job, baby! And Inco is in a bit of a despair. And the book's basically keeping him alive, because he wants to, he's like, I'm done with life. I failed my loved one, and life hasn't gotten any better, and other worlds ended. And the book's like, hey, buddy, would you like cool and magical powers? Seeing as Ben was punched, I wonder whatever certain being could superhero... What? What? Unfortunately, this is the part where I start singing the Castlevania tune. Ba 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 da ba da ba 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 da 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 da. Da 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 la da do 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 do. Dun dun da la da. Cause I'm waiting for things to happen. The ground pound. Oh, you mean the 3-point landing? I think that's what they call it, the 3-point landings, when you land with your fist down and everything. It's on TV Tropes! Huh. I don't think you want to land with your tail. It doesn't have the structural support to be used like that. Like, it just wouldn't be made for that at all. Like, it's a cute squirmy muscle, but the reason... it's the hinges, right? It's the hinges that absorb the shock. You can't do it with a flubblery worm. It's leverage. If you don't want to use a particular way, nobody's making you, alright? The concern in her eyes still exists, but as her lips rise and her eyelids soften, I can see that sorrow is subsumed by comforting love. Okay. She leans into my palm and sighs softly. It's a good enough reason for now. Olivia starts running her hand across her tail's garment. It's pretty. Thanks. It's tailor-made just for you. I like it a lot. Thanks. Oh, she's crying. For the gift and for caring and being there for me and... Olivia's comments devolve into mumbling affectionate words about me as she pushes herself into my chest, my arms wrapping her arms tightly around my body and her tail around my leg. I love you, Inco. I love you too, Olivia. Here's the receipt, by the way. I draw her even closer with my own arms, burying my face into her hair as I cradle the girl next to me. The girl against me. She hasn't showered and it's a little greasy. Ew. Eventually, we'll show off Olivia's newest gift, but for now, she wants to be held, and I want to hold her. Also, if you're doing a 4-point landing as a dinosaur, like having your tail up is cooler anyway. Come January, the new semester starts. The final semester. There's only 2 in a year, man. And the break and new year provides a nice start to the end. Even Ben seems to be bouncing back. Contrary to his fears, it was business as usual once the break ended. Sure, there was some occasional whisper or rumor, but they were vastly overshadowed. Classes pass, and the weather finally starts getting warmer. It doesn't get warmer until February, man. What the hell? Really felt like a victory lap compared to how turbulent that first half of the year was. Olivia indeed decided that she'd live here for too long without exploring much, and she's got a new fire in her to see the city inside and out. We got to see it all. Art galleries, grand luxurious malls, underground tunnel systems, and the local state parks. It's just seeing everything the city had to offer. We even went back to visit the arcade a few times. And that brings us here. From a public school standpoint, I would consider it our final destination. Not the last class or graduation itself. Or even the after party Olivia and I had skipped to cuddle together at my place. I had something better in mind, something I've always wanted to do since my folks moved here. Finally, I was able to make a plan and put it into action. This is hatchback barrels down the freeway. The trunk is completely packed for the week-long trip ahead of us. Not driving, though. The location is shockingly close. Olivia holds my arm close, jittering a bit closely in anticipation. I've always heard of this close place, but I've never actually been this close. I have once. I was in elementary school, and it was a blast. Did you get to go surfing? No, and I don't plan to. What about you, Inco? You up for hanging 10? Maybe, but I'd rather avoid a burial at sea. Wait, maybe. Although I'd rather avoid a burial at sea, that does scare me. Hey, as someone who's almost gotten a burial at sea? Yeah. Wuss? I was not that heroic about it at the time. I mentioned we got to explore everything the city had to offer. Wasn't exactly true. There's one place I've been avoiding having to mention just for the occasion. Something we'd all talk about together and definitely try to save for the very last. And we're getting ever closer as Liz drives onto a humongous concrete bridge jutting out across the shore. Our 5th passenger speaks up. Actually, I'd briefly consider setting up a senior trip down here. Well, I'm so glad you didn't. I would have resigned from the treasure on the spot. I would have never flied, yes, especially with the audit. Shut up, everyone. I see it. All of us lean forwards, try to get a glimpse at our destination. Island information.